It's really interesting because you often post about behavioral economics and sort of nudge theory.
Yeah.
And a brilliant example, I just have to say, that I've quoted a few times, by the way, is the one that you posted of Rory Sutherland in his new book the other day.
Yeah.
And he talked about the domain and the utilitarian use and function of the domain. And if you look at it purely on the basis of the person's there to open and close the door, then you've just missed the entire point. You probably talk about this all the time in terms of organizations that you work with, and how do people, and how do you convince people that there's this sort of alternative way of thinking about things?
Well, I think it's really interesting. I mean, the Rory Sutherland book is fantastic. Alchemy, it's definitely worth getting. I think that there's really what we often talk about is building belief. You need to build belief because a lot of people logically understand what you're trying to say, but they're so entrenched in the beliefs of the organisation, the regulations, and how it needs to work. It's very hard to shift out of that. So our way of doing that is really around immersion, really immersing people directly into these experiences. So we'll get CEOs and executives and CMOs to go and speak to customers directly, but not about them and their products and their company, just about them and their lives. And it sounds, again, very simple. It is very simple, but by giving them that chance to have that conversation, and we'll write the conversation guide as well, so the CEO isn't tempted to go off and talk about what they want to talk about, you start to reveal these inconvenient truths that they hear, that customers, the things that are really important in customers' lives, that organisation then needs to be aware of to be useful in their lives.